And a very warm welcome to the 65th Coupe Aéronautique Gordon Bennett. My name is Regan Tetlow. Producer Mark joins us here in this studio. And we are 25 hours into the event here in Switzerland in St. Gallen. The current standings as it is: third place Lithuania, 690 kilometres. France 3 on 701 kilometres. And still in the lead as it was this morning, it's Poland 2 with 704 kilometres. Mark, what a day we've been having.
Yeah, it's still an amazing day. It's actually impressive. They already flew like 700 kilometers in this 24 hours. We see them having crossed, flew along the Alps, crossed down into above Austria, Graz, and then all the way. Currently, I think half of them are, or part of them are in Hungary, but most of them are in Croatia right now.
All right, and we have been looking at some of the teams. You were looking at earlier, Mark, at some of the positions. Tell me what you were seeing.
Yeah, there's a few things to note here. On one hand, we see Poland 3 over here. He's getting very low. He's now at 1,300 meters. I think it's too early for like a natural, cooling down descent. For me, that very much looks like he might be starting to land and wants to land before the night starts. One thing to note is like the balloons, they fly with the gas, but the gas expands with the sun, with the temperature, and then it will cool down again. So it's a very natural behavior of the balloon that during daytime it goes higher up, and then when it cools down, it would naturally go down. So yes, either they want to keep the level, and in which case they have to get rid of sand, or they let the balloon go low. So sometimes what we see here is this natural going low, and sometimes it's really the deliberate descent. And to me, like Poland 3 looks very much like he's preparing for landing. Another interesting part, and we might probably get back to this team later on, France won, Lance Santweis and Christophe Houvert, like absolute champions. And I don't think it's an accident that they're basically lost in the field right now. So I think they do have a plan. It's not like they don't want to win. I think they have a plan that's different than the others, and we might want to speculate a bit about that later on.
Okay, and looking at the German teams, our 3 German teams, what's happening with those at the moment?
I would say they're pretty much in the middle of the field here. I can pick up Germany 2 here. Germany 3 is over here. Actually not, where is Germany 1? Just part of the pack here as well.
Yeah.
And here, it's down here in the orange one. So they're all flying together in this big pack, flying into Serbia and getting further to the east and to the south.
Well, a little bit earlier we had our little road trip up the hill here in St. Gallen in Switzerland to catch up with the Germany headquarters. Let's take a look. We're here in the German hideout, the German command centre up the mountain. It's a gorgeous location, beautiful apartment overlooking Lake Constance. There's apple trees outside, there's tomato plants as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. And here we are with the German command team, the shift that's on at the moment. We've got Max, we've got Nicholas, and we've got Niels, and they're going to talk us through just a little bit what happens with the command centre. Max, it's 24 hours action, right? You're covering what's going on all the time.
Almost. Yeah, we are almost 24 hours in the command center. We have shifts from 4 hours, then we are changing because in the nights you need to get some rest, and otherwise you can't observe 3 teams at the same time. And so we have shifts, and now we are on, the rest is sleeping, and we are changing in half an hour.
And these 3 stations, do they all do different jobs?
Yeah, we are doing different jobs. Some are observing the rains and thunderstorms we have in the eastern Switzerland and passing through Austria. And I'm observing the American weather model, the one from NOAA. Then we have a station observing the German Icon EU model, and then we compare all models to get the best strategy for all 3 teams.
We had some people hiding in one of the valleys last night we were talking about. Tell me about that.
Yeah, they weren't really hiding. They are trying to push out to the north. You can see it in the tracks. When they used the valley to push to the north to stay free of the Alps and don't get into the thunderstorms in where was it? I think it was Innsbruck. I don't know. Yeah. No, so this was the strategy to get down to the valley.
Yeah. And this is the first time we've had all 3 German teams with one command center for a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. We had the German teams had a combined command center years ago, and for some reasons they had different command centers for a while. And last year in Poland we had some drinks, and we discussed if we want to continue having different command centers for each team, or if we want to get the best results as a German nation and to have a combined command center to get the best results. We said we will give it a try and talk after the race if we continue to have a combined command center again.
All right. And what are you working on at the moment, Max? What's your role?
Yeah, right now we are waiting for the next weather model getting in half an hour approximately, and until then we are checking that the teams are on track, which we told them to do. So we are checking. We have given them some positions and times, and we are checking that they are on track. That the cloud stays below the balloon, so that we have no clouds above us. Yeah, this is our task right now.
And for you, Nicholas, what are you working on at the moment?
Well, we are checking the weather, as Max said before, the rain which is coming from Switzerland, if there's any problems coming to us, cloud levels, and as well thinking about what are the other teams doing. So, yeah.
At the moment, with the conditions, there's been a lot of discussion. How much of a risk is it at the moment with thunderstorms around?
At the moment, they're all fine. I would say they're all fine. They're all out of Austria, more or less, which was a problem for the day, but at the moment there's no risk we see for the day.
And what's Niels working on over there? What's he up to? Can you tell us what he's doing?
Good question. Niels, what are you doing up there?
I come here yesterday, and I'm getting my place ready and checking also the windy trajectories.
So the next shift starts, in half an hour, is it, Max, did you say?
In half an hour we will wake them up, and then we will get them the information what is going on right now. We will have the new weather models at 11 Zulu, and then we will talk about the next strategy for the next hours, and then we will go to rest sometime.
Is there anything you can tell me? I know you don't want to give me any secret information, but can you talk me through your screen here of what's happening with the weathers? Can you tell me a little bit about what's happening?
Yeah, I guess that's no secret that we have some possibilities to get to the northern Romania, to pass to the Black Sea, or some rumors say you can go to Crete. What is Crete? Crete. We are checking all possibilities, and we will see where we end.
Yeah. We were talking in the studio on the morning show with Les about teams in the past having to fly over the sea and over the water, and I suppose you can get to a situation for you guys where you're advising your teams to go flying in areas where it wouldn't be as safe as other areas. There's an element of responsibility there, right?
Exactly, it's our responsibility to tell the pilots what's safe. When we tell them go out to the water and we know they have to come back, we have to be sure they come back. So it's our responsibility to check exactly if this will happen, and to check with different weather models if this can happen, or if only one model says it will happen. So.
When I've interviewed you over previous years, you've always had a good location with a nice wall for the projector. Is that one of the recommendations, or one of the things that has to have when you decide which apartment you've got to have a nice white wall for the projector?
Yeah, the pilots know they have to, how should I say, to motivate the team to get good results. So they are, in every year, they're giving us a good accommodation. So we are resting well, we have a good, nice view, we have nice food, and then you're working good.
And they stock all that for you, all the food and drink, they look after that and make sure it's all in place for you, or do you have to go shopping yourself?
We have to go shopping ourselves, but I think they will pay the bill.
Excellent. So can you tell me a little bit about your screen on the left here, Max?
Yeah, of course. It's windy. We are seeing the rains and the thunders, and so this is the current situation. Just observing if there's some rain coming into our location, but all teams are in this area, so they are all free of rain or thunders.
And tell me a bit about your ballooning, guys. I'll go individually. We'll start with you, Max. What are you up to in competition these days?
In competition, I'm co-piloting because it's too expensive for me at the moment. But I'm doing the command center for gas ballooning. Next week, I'm in Austria in scoring the Austrian nationals. That's what I'm up to in competition ballooning.
Check with the other guys. What's happening with you? What's going on with your ballooning?
I'm the German vice champion from last year, so in hot air ballooning, and currently ranking number 6 on the German national ranking. Pretty active, trying to go national. So,
are we going to see you down in Slovenia next week?
No, not this year. No. Let's see.
And Neil's here. He's one of the newest members of the team. Is that right?
Yeah, this is right. I joined here for the first time. I'm the absolute newcomer. I'm an upcoming pilot, I would say, and I'm totally thankful for Max and this opportunity to help. And I think I'm thankful to be here, and maybe we can get the chance to have it next time in Germany.
Good. And they're looking after you well. They're not playing jokes on you with you being the new guy. They're not doing anything like this.
Not right now. I'm just cooking coffee all the time, and everything is fine. I'm good involved here, and they help me if I have questions. And I'm happy to be here.
Welcome to the team, Neil. I'm sure you're doing a great job. Well, we've got to get out of here. They've got their new block of data coming through very shortly, and they've got to make all the new predictions. But guys, German headquarters, thank you very much for having us here, and we'll see you a little bit later. It's a beautiful location they've got there, Mark, overlooking the valley, and the storm started to come through, and Lake Constance off to the side. Really, really nice place.
Yeah, I've not been there. But yeah, it really looks nice. There's a lot of nice places here. It's a very nice area we're here. And I think it's actually great that they brought the team here, because plenty of other teams actually are back home in their respective countries and have set up their headquarters there. And then you're basically just directing your team is never having seen a balloon. Yes. And like that, they could at least come to the field, help on the inflation, and then go back and do all the planning work.
Don't forget to send us your messages through. We always like to hear from you. Good friend of the show, Dawn Honey Chase, part of the Balloon Federation of America, says good afternoon. She's been sharing the content all over. You can do that too. You can hit share on the show and hit like as well, and it really helps to grow the channel. We've got Lizette Dirk. Hope they are enjoying the last quiet night. The real competition will start tomorrow, says Dirk listens. So that's interesting stuff.
I totally agree with that note, because if you basically look at the tracks, they really did all very, very similar strategy. There is not like a huge debate on what's going on, but now the big question will really be, where will they head? And if they continue their flight here, like showing this one here, we talked about it in the morning show. Like these circles basically show a 1,500 kilometer border circle from Switzerland. Yes. So the big question is really like, will this be the winning place up here? And if so, where on this place will it be? So the game will then really be, can they make it all the way to the shore? How close? At which point on it? So it can turn from an endurance race into a precision race, yes, into a race where they really fly to a target and really try to find the best place up there. But if they even manage to get down here, then they have even further distances than up here. As Max said in his interview, there are models that suggest there's some ways to be able to get down here. So we'll see if any team is trying to do that and if they're actually successful. I would really say going up here is probably at least looking at the models, maybe it's the wrong word, but let's call it the easier way to get to. But maybe that's the winning strategy at the end. So it's as Oscar, or as she said in the comment, it's really like, the actual game starts now.
Yes, interesting stuff. It's always fascinating every single year. I want to thank you for joining us here on Gordon Bennett TV as well. We've got 3 live shows for you every day. This one at 5 o'clock, one in the morning at 11, and then we've got the 8:30 show in the afternoon. Just going back to the Facebook wall, we've got Oscar Tilling watching the race on flightradar.24.com. We've got Liz Simmons. Good afternoon, says Liz, and I think there's a few messages just above there. If I can just try and see the ones above that were there just a few moments ago. Mark Langenfield says, watching from Wisconsin, USA. Thanks very much, Mark. It's good to have you there. Talking of USA, that leads us very nicely, Mark. Let's have a look where they are at the moment. The USA 2 with the tracking. Where are they? There they are.
Yeah, we looked at them here. They're over here. So there's basically in the middle of the whole crew up there flying the similar direction as most of the other teams.
Well, we checked in with the headquarters for USA 2 with good friend of the show, David Strassman. Joining us on the line from the headquarters of USA 2, looking after Nora and Bert, David Strassman. How are you, my friend?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. With a great backdrop there from Blaser Balloons. That's who you work for, isn't it?
Yes, I'm working for Blaser since 8 years around. Yeah.
What are you doing with them?
With the balloons, we fly with some customers and we make some different special flights. Maybe you will see it on the back and the video. We fly all over the world in countries where never been a balloon.
And how did you get involved with being the ground crew? Have you done this a few times before, David?
Yeah, I did it in the past a few times ago for a German team, Heinz Otto and Marion Lausch, all the times of the Gordon Bennett races. And this year, Bert Patel was asking me to support him for the command center because Bert is one of our guys who build up hot air balloons for us.
It's such an amazing record Bert's got of flights and records all over the world. It's incredible to have him here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible for me. It's a pleasure to be the command center for him. Yeah. Is
it a job you enjoy, David, doing this, looking after the ground side of it?
I like it at least. No sleep and just working on the computer. But I like it very much. Yeah, it's a really impressive job.
So tell me about the guys then. How are they doing? Whereabouts are they so far? And how has the day been for them?
For Bert and Noah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working pretty good today. They had a beautiful sunrise after 2 hours work in the morning. I gave him some work. I said you have to go into a valley to get further north. But they're pretty good. They're in good conditions. They slept, everybody. Quite good.
Yeah, I think we've had a few people using that valley with the north push in there. We were looking at that earlier as well.
Yeah, that was I think that was the only chance to get north or east during the night to use some valleys, but it's quite difficult if it's completely dark, but we chewed it out. Yeah.
In fact, one of Noah's posts on Facebook this morning, a little jokey one, he said, "Look down there, there's Vincent Lays hiding in the valley. What is he doing? What's the sneaky man doing down there?"
Yeah.
And
it's like a hot air balloon. This in the morning.
Yeah.
It was flying like. Yeah.
And how was the night for the guys? Any issues?
Oh, no issues. Everything is okay. Ballast, we have plenty of ballast. Everything is okay. We have not wine. We have water enough. They are feeling good, and they have some chocolate. Yeah.
So it's been good that we've kept away from the weather. That early start yesterday has really helped, hasn't it? It's put everybody in a good position.
That's really good. This was a right decision from the team of Marcus to start earlier. And I think it will shoot out for the whole flight that all balloons will land safely and we do not have any thunders. We have to be an eye on it, but I think that they are good.
What do you think, David, about the trajectories for the teams? Are we going to have a lot of people coming down the same kind of area? Do you think we're going to get people branching off to the south?
Yeah, I think every team has nearly the same strategy. Means we will go to the Black Sea. And I think between of the first and the 10th place, I think there are some meters, not kilometers.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. It's going to make it very exciting towards the end. I mean, gas ballooning and hot air ballooning is from you. It's from your family. It's in your family, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not similar. Gas balloon is more, I say, more than a fixed wing, but the silence is amazing. Yeah.
When did it all start for you, David, getting involved in ballooning?
Yeah, I started in 1999, but I grew up with ballooning, similar to Thomas Hora, and we started with hot air balloons, and I started in 2000 with gas balloons also, and to try to have gas balloons, gas flights so much as I can, but sometimes it's a bit difficult about timing.
Right. And what is your plan now for the rest of the day? How does just give me an idea of an hour to hour, how it works for you?
We will have shortly after this video a meeting with Don Day. He is our weather guy. He's sitting remote in the US. He makes the weather part for us, and we will look out how we go through the night and think what we have what options we have to say. I will say that maybe we have a magic move for the night.
Yes.
I hope. It.
Oh, good. I think I've got one little present coming my way in the studio here to say thank you for before we go. Thank you very much for these fantastic these barrels of chocolate. Absolutely amazing.
I hope it is full, your barrel you have.
I think it's about half full, I think, but they've been really keeping us going here in the studio in Gordon Bennett TV.
Yeah, you can sell it.
It's a good trophy, isn't it? It's a good souvenir.
Yeah, I think that's one of the souvenirs what every customer of us get it, and everyone who come to Hasle means everybody is invited to visit us here in Hasle for a balloon ride or to visit the company.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to it. David, I want to say thanks for joining us here on the show, and thanks for supporting Gordon Bennett TV as well. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a pleasure for us. Thank you.
Take care. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
The top corner of the screen there, you can see that's the current time, 25 hours, 22 minutes and 46 seconds. The race has been going, this long distance gas balloon race. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Joe Stratton says, thanks for the updates, first time watching. Oscar Thieler John, I wish you all a very nice weekend and a quiet next night. And we cover the race. Sorry, that's from us there. It's just moving a bit fast. Zoran Stradbert says, we saw one from Croatia this morning. So they're actually seeing the balloons in the sky. And we do sometimes get people sending in the pictures as the balloons are passing over. That's always great to get, isn't it, Mark?
It's really nice to see all this engagement from the public and really feeling special. It's a special race. It's really like a race that happens once a year, but it happens since 1906. And it's so great that this can still happen in modern times.
All right, let's get down to the details then of what's going on, Mark, with the trajectories. What are your predictions? What are you seeing?
Yeah, what I'm looking right now is just like the current weather, like rain and thunderstorms. They're all in this area here currently. I think most of them still in Croatia. Heading into Serbia, I did hear the notice from the event director that they actually now got a special permit to enter Serbia. I know that there's Belgrade itself. There is a so-called NOTAM issued, that's a notice to airmen, yes. Which basically said they're not allowed to fly in the city of Belgrade, but they will be able to fly around it. That's exciting. The weather looks really good. When we turn a little bit into later, let's look at tomorrow morning. You see the thunderstorm is moving in, but at this point they would be like headed further. So all I see from this forecast here is tomorrow into the afternoon. We might have to have another look, but for now it looks pretty solid that during the night they should be okay. When we look into trajectories, we've covered this a few times before. So trajectories are basically, it's a model calculation from the meteorological services, where they basically just calculate what a particle in the air, like a balloon, will move over time. So what I can set here is I have my current takeoff position with like the rough position where the balloons are. I say we take off here at 5 o'clock. And I want to see like 2,500 meters, 4,000, 3,000 meters, and so on, like the different altitudes. And this is what I currently see. And this is what we also match with the trajectories that we see from the balloons, how they fly. And this is what David said, like they are certainly good chances to end up here in in this in the border to or in the on the Black Sea shore. When we go back and look at what's going on here, I want to again point out France 1. What could be the possible reason for them to fall back? And one of the explanation I see in here. So this is again the exact same takeoff position I showed you just before.
Yeah.
And now I moved the start position by about 8 hours. So basically I slowed down to get this to that point. And because the whole weather system is changing, the winds are not like after some time will not fly to the east, but they will start like flying towards the south. And this is where we see that there's a potential to go further down. They will have to fly longer. They have to stay like longer in the air to be able to get that. And France 1 is certainly the one team that might have the longest endurance. They have built their own balloon. They have built their balloon with very light equipment, like very light fabric, so that they can take more sand with them. Because in the end, all balloons have the same size, which means all the balloons have the same amount of hydrogen, which also means all the balloons take off with the same total weight.
Yes.
So the one variable they have is how much of that weight is sand. How much of that weight can they throw out and like make their flight longer, and how much of that weight is their equipment, their own weight, and all of that. And they have built their own balloon with the netted balloon, and in there. And I know they do that like with a lot of handwork and a lot of work. But then there's also like most of the other balloons are actually of the same type. They're so-called Werner balloons. They're netless balloons, and this is basically I would more or less call it the standard balloon for gas balloons.
Interesting. Well, we spoke to the managing directors and owners of the Werner Balloons company just before the launch yesterday. Take a look. We're here with two quite special guests, Benjamin and Sebastian from Ballon Bau Werner. Is that correct pronunciation?
Yes, it's Ballon Bau Werner. Yes.
Sebastian, you guys, you of the company that have made most of these balloons?
Yes, most of these balloons are made in our company. I think only 4 balloons are not made in our company.
And how long have you been doing this?
Me not that much time, but the company was established in 1987, so very experienced over 30 years.
It's in your family, Sebastian, right?
Yes, my father is founded this company in 1988 or 87, and I'm in the company since 2007, and I'm CEO together with Benjamin since 2013.
Is it rude to ask what kind of value one of these brand new would be? Can you talk about that? Or if you cannot, it's okay.
The value? What's that costed?
As a rough idea.
Rough is so between 40 and 60,000, just the envelope.
Between 40 and 60. I'll take 3. I'll take 3, guys.
Okay. You have to sign here.
Wow, but it's incredible. I mean, is it gas ballooning is quite a niche market. Air sports is quite a niche market. Now, gas ballooning is quite even more niche market, right?
Yeah. There are not that much companies in that market. There are maybe 2 for the free gas balloons. There's Ballon Bau Werner and some other competitor. But it's very exotic and rare. Yes, you're right.
And what's been the standout production? You must have made some for film productions and things like this in the past, have you? What comes to mind? Or?
Yeah, there was a big cinema film called Ballon. It was from flight from Eastern Germany to Western Germany. That was from us, and there was a movie with Jackie Chan, 80 Days Around the World, also from us, and some very interesting artistical installations and things like that. Very interesting. Airships, big TAFA balloons.
You've made some really big ones, haven't you, which are used in the States? I think Sebastian was talking about with a cage that can take many, many people.
The biggest one is for 30 person, and it's a balloon with a diameter of 22 meters and 6,000 cubic of helium inside. And you can go connected to the ground with a tether cable, 150 meters high.
and have a look on the area.
And to make one of these, what kind of time scale are we talking about, and how many people are involved? Is it all by hand? Is there any kind of computerization? How does it work?
Yeah, most of the work is made by hand. We have just one machine, makes the seams between the single parts of the envelope, but most of this is made by hand, and we are 6 people are involved, and we need approximately 6 to 10 weeks to build one of these small balloons, depending on the design. If you want to have a green or a red one or white one, or if you want to have a advertisement very special, we need more time or less.
So tell me about the fabric that's used to make these balloons.
It's very highly sophisticated, very special fabric. It's both side coated polyamide textile, and very lightweight and very heavy strength.
Really interesting. Well, guys, thank you very much for your time. It's good to find out a little bit about how the production works. Thanks for your time. It's the early evening show of Gordon Bennett TV. Me, Regan Tetlow, producer Mark in the studio, just having a look at some of your comments and questions. We do like them, keep them coming in. Mark Langerfield says, so different and yet the same when he was an observer for the 93 Albuquerque and 94 Lek Gordon Bennetts. Martin Vittry says, thanks for the weather updates on the map. And Dawn Chase says, the coolest change is all that the in-flight videos and photos we get to see them in almost near time. We've got to thank researcher Christian for that. He's fighting hard every day to get the comments in and get the videos from all the teams.
Yeah, the one thing I want to add there, yes, it's really a big thanks to the teams. It's only like involvement on the technology because, cell coverage is better. Tonight we could not really give you a lot of videos. The balloons are flying really high, which means they usually don't have cell coverage up there. So we're hoping that some of them will start to fly lower in the night and will be able to send us some videos.
Well, one thing we saw for the very first time on the launch was one of the Polish teams with a Starlink system actually attached to the basket.
Yes, we saw that as well. We are actually trying to be in contact with him. We did not get anything yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed.
Another question we got coming through on Facebook was from Simon Brentford. He said, travelling through all these countries, what's the situation with permissions and visas and passports when they land somewhere? How does that work, Mark?
Okay, so first of all, the teams do get what we call a preliminary competition map 60 days before the event. That gives them the time to prepare for potential needs for visas. Nowadays in Europe, it's become pretty simple. Like most of European countries have the same within Schengen, and you only don't need multiple visas. But for some countries, that might be necessary, and especially for some competitors. And then they fly with a so-called flight plan.
Right.
So that's what airliners have as well. It's basically a plan that gets sent to all relevant air traffic controllers, but also for the authorities to know, I have a plan to fly from here to here. Of course, with Gordon Bennett, the plan is very open. It basically says, I plan to fly in more or less all countries, but still it's kind of one of the elements to allow them to fly into the countries and to land. I know once in a while they do get visits from police after landing to check on passports or stuff like that, but generally it works very well.
Sebastian Eimers says, the French balloons, is it the same kind of registration or is it special? I'm not quite sure what he means by that.
I guess what he means by that is in aircrafts, you basically have 2 types of registrations. Like you have balloons or aircrafts in general that are made by manufacturers that are certified aircrafts and have a so-called type certificate for them. And that's what Werner, for example, builds. They have to certify their whole design, and then once they build more balloons, they basically attach it to that type certificate. The other approach is so-called home-built or experimental aircrafts, where very often the pilot itself or like a small group of people can home build or self-build balloons, and they are then allowed under special permissions, being a so-called experimental aircraft. That's very common also for small airplanes, where a lot of pilots are actually building their own airplane.
Very interesting. Remember, you can follow the action all night long and all day long as well on the YB tracking app. You can download that onto your mobile device. I've got it. We've all got it here. You can watch and you can see the balloons, how they're moving across. So you can get it on your app store, YB tracking. And you've actually got one here, Mark.
Yeah, so this is basically the type of device that all the balloons are carrying. I can get it out here once I have my hand free. It's a small unit. It's maybe 0.5 kilogram of weight.
Yes.
But it has a good battery. It's actually waterproof. Those devices are made for sailing competitions mostly. So they're waterproof. They're very solid, and their batteries normally last for like 5 days or longer. They do transmit via a satellite. So again, we can't rely on having cell coverage with the balloons flying low or with the balloons flying over the sea or whatever they do. So with those trackers, the points are actually transmitted back via the Iridium satellite network, and that allows us to really get the points every 5 minutes. And that's also a safety aspect. Like if they fly out to the sea and they get into any trouble, it's just very good that we have a very precise position where they are.
Yeah, well, talking about that and the tracking, let's have a look as a final little comment before we go for today. The final leaderboard as we are at the moment, Mark, before we go off air. Let's see what we've got.
So we still have Poland 2 in the lead, but you see like France 3 is very close. But again, this is the current standing, this is the current race, but this race is not about speed. This race is either about precision or endurance, so it will be very, very interesting till the end of the race. And we are now 25 hours, 37 minutes in. I'm pretty sure we will be talking for quite a bit longer and follow this race and see what's coming out. France 1 is very interesting, but also the whole pack over there. Seeing Switzerland 2, they have a very good headquarter usual as well. Seeing that turn, I'm pretty sure they made some kind of a decision on what they're doing, and maybe in the evening show or maybe tomorrow morning we know more. The interesting part is really to start seeing them now. Like part of the reason why we do a show at 8:30 is this is shortly before sunset or around sunset. This is where you normally see are the balloons landing or who is flying into the next night. They don't like to land in the night. It's more difficult, it's hard to see, so usually you see who is landing before the night and who is continuing the flight.
Brilliant. Well, we'll see you in just short of 3 hours back here in the studio with Gordon Bennett TV. Producer Mark, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you back here 8:30 live action from the 65th Coupe Aéronautique Gordon Bennett. We'll see you then.